People join and all they can hear.
Ready to go.
Hear this. Ready to go. All right. Let people file in for a minute.
All right.
Seeing the numbers go up. We like that. Happy
34
Thursday, everyone. Yeah. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Thank you for taking time out of your Thursday to join us. So I guess, Emily, you can start sharing your screen and we can start doing a little intro.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to do this, Lindsay. Does everybody have their swimsuits on? Because we're ready to take a deep dive.
I love that.
All right, guys.
You know, earlier when you said that, I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, a deep dive. All right.
It's a deep dive.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to do a deep dive today into 4 customer selected features. So we've got a pretty big team with us today. So you'll see a couple of us on here. I do want to remind you, Emily, you can go to the next slide for me. What do you know? The YouTube channel. You knew I was going to bring it up, right?
It's back.
It's back. So I just want to remind everyone that this webinar recording will be on the YouTube page. I believe I'll probably stick it on there tomorrow for you guys. So because we're covering a lot of information, it's going to be a really great resource for you guys to go back to. So keep that in mind. And then you can go to the next slide for me. So we are covering a lot. So I want to kind of dive into this pretty quickly. We want to first start out with a poll. We last time took a poll on the webinar to figure out what you guys wanted to learn more about. So we want to dig into that a little bit more. So you guys know us, we like to dig, and that's what we're going to do with you. Emily's going to cover the first 2 feature sections. I'm going to cover the last 2, and then we'll have a little bit of a QA and a wrap up. We will be having a poll at the very end that's going to have the resource package. So stick around for that because we're going to have some great resources in that for you, and we want to know who wants it, basically. I do also want to remind you, you can use the Q&A feature of Zoom to ask us any questions. Chat, obviously, you can say, hey, give us a shout out, whatever. Try and keep the questions relevant to what we're covering today because we are covering quite a bit of stuff. If you have questions, obviously outside of what we're covering, feel free to shoot us an email. You can shoot us an email at support@liscio.me. And we're going to try and stick this schedule as much as we can. We do have a lot of information, so bear with us a little bit. So you can go on to the next slide. All right, so in the last 2 webinars, we took a poll with each of you to figure out what you wanted to learn more about. So this is where it was really cool to see that you all agreed on the top 4 things, right? So these are the things we're covering today. We want to know why. Why were these features so highly chosen between the 2 groups, right? So what we want to do is we have 4 polls. We're not going to leave them up for very long. We'll just leave them up for maybe a minute, if that. But we want to learn more about why you wanted to learn more about these subjects. So Emily, if you want, you can go ahead and stick the poll up. We can start with the very first one and go from there.
All right, we're going to launch that first poll now, guys. Should see that come across your screen.
So we want to learn more about why you guys wanted to learn more about the client-side features. So we chose some standard answers for you guys. We hope that these are the reasons why, right? So
I just love that somebody chose, my boss made me show up.
Yes.
2 people, 3 people.
Yes.
We're okay with that.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have any other reasons that you guys, come to mind immediately, throw them in the Zoom chat. We'll take a look at those later. But we really we're curious. We want to know why you guys are so interested in those features. I just had a Post-it note fall from my wall and I was like, is there a bug in here? I was real nervous for a second. Okay, so we'll leave this up for I'm gonna give us like 15 more seconds. So get your answers in, guys. We don't want to spend too much time on this portion. So do a little 10-second dance.
Ooh.
It's Thursday.
Get our learning caps on.
Dang, we should get Liscio swimsuits.
I am not getting it.
Shower
Maybe it was like a 40s style swimsuit, maybe.
Yes. Okay. All right. We're going to end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to do the second poll. Chris said swimsuits approved. All right, well, we're charging them in.
I'm not wearing it.
Shut down immediately.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to launch the second poll here, guys, right now.
Perfect. So this is learning about managing files, tasks, and inbox. So thank you again, Doreen in the chat.
I got to see this.
That's cute. Okay, leave this up. Thank you guys for answering these. We just kind of wanted to start out with this, grab this right at the beginning, and then we'll start diving into all of the features. So we're hoping we stick to the time we have listed. We have a lot to cover. I know.
Just those swimming caps.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to end this poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, guys.
There we go.
Okay, next poll. There's only 2 more after that. This is the second to last one. Okay, so put my timer on again. Hey, Kevin.
Oh, Lindsay's officially timing this? Wow.
Yeah, I'm official over here. Are you kidding me? I'm prepared. Okay, we'll just leave it up for a little bit longer.
We're getting some pretty consistent answers across from everybody, so this is good.
Yeah, this is really going to help us, guys. So we appreciate you answering these polls for us. I know there's a lot of answers here. So, okay, leave it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. And this is the very last one, and then we'll just get right into it, guys. Okay.
This one's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm just here to have a good time. I'm like, you gotta, I hope anyone who, if anyone is answering, I'm just here to have a good time, it is required that you do a little jig. I'm just saying that. Saying it right there, put it out there.
We'll do one with you. Yes, Lindsay. But you have to talk so they can see you doing it.
Okay, ready? Okay, so we're gonna end this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. We're going to take a look at that data after the webinar, and you guys are going to really give us some great insights. So we appreciate that. All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's do it. So I'm going to shut up now.
Finally. Oh my gosh. Okay, Lindsay, let me talk. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're going to start with client-side features. This is really important because we know from the polls that you're very interested in helping your clients. Of course, you know that our team is always here to assist you and to assist your clients, but we understand that you want to be experts too. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is where can your clients use Liscio? And of course, we know that there are 2 locations. They're going to have the desktop version. And with the desktop version, just know you all have your own unique Liscio URL, but we also have a universal URL, and that's what you see on the screen here, app.liscio.me. And that is a great URL to share with people, have them bookmark it, so it's really easy for them to find where to log in. Don't forget, they can also go to our website to log in, and they can also go to your website to log in. We have that login plugin. Whoever doesn't have it on their website, please let us know. We are more than happy to get that in your hands. Now, the second option is the app. And you're going to hear us talk about the app quite a bit today because we know that clients love it, we love it, and we're always encouraging clients to use it. We're going to show you a little bit more about how they can use it in a few minutes as well. So 2 locations, browser and mobile app, Android and iPhone. Okay, so now we want to talk a little bit about how your clients get notified when you send them information. 3 notifications. I'll be talking about the first one, which is email. Everyone knows that clients are going to, by default, get email notifications. So you send them something, and Liscio is going to push out a notification via email and let them know who's sending the item, what your firm's name is, and even the subject of that message or that task. So it's really informative. It's meant to be a really easy way for them to get logged in and know exactly what they're looking for. Now, we've had this question before, can these get turned off? And no, we are not going to turn these off because we want to make sure we're always getting clients in a consistent place. If they lose their phone, if they get a new phone and they forget to download the Liscio app and you've turned off email notifications, you'd be kind of having a problem there. So just know that these are not going to be able to be turned off. The next one is texting. And we've heard that this has been really helpful, especially when it comes to deadlines, getting a client on the phone. Maybe they don't, want the mobile app, so you can text them without having to use your personal phone number. And again, these text notifications are really informative. It's going to say who sent the message or the task, the subject right in that text. So if you want to be all caps and yell at them and let them know that something is due, they will see that. And then we're even going to show them where to download the app. Again, we do want to encourage clients to get on that app. Now, one thing I do want to mention here really quick is the text notification is only going to go out with your first initial message. When you reply in a message thread, they're going to get their email notification or their mobile push notification, but they aren't going to receive any more text. We don't want it to be too spammy. All right, the third notification is that mobile push notification. This one's really great because, again, we're getting them right on their mobile phone, wherever they're at, and it's going to let them know, again, the subject, and even show them a little bit about their messages. They tap on that, and it takes them right into their Liscio app. So 3 ways to notify clients: email, text, and mobile push notification. Okay, so now we want to show you a little bit more about client-side features. We're going to take you through a few things on the desktop version. Then we're going to go into the mobile version, and then we'll switch back to finish out on the desktop version. So we're going to start by hopping into one of our clients' accounts here. All right. So we are in Liscio as Walter White. He's kind of a risky client, but he pays us really well, so we're going to keep him on. And we're going to show you a little bit about, Lindsay's laughing. That was her line, guys. I kind of stole it. So we're going to show you a little bit about how clients can navigate their platform. And you're going to notice right away, it looks very similar to yours. So you can actually see quite a bit of information that they can see already in your own platform. So to start, we're going to have Walter check out his accounts. On the accounts page, we can see that he has 2 accounts, one for his business, Los Pollos Hermanos, and then one for his trust for Walt Jr. You're also going to notice they can see if they're an account owner. Now, everyone probably knows this already, but just in case, account owners have the privilege to view and edit sensitive information related to the accounts. So he can view all of this overview information. And on the right-hand side, if he clicks the 3 little dots, he can edit his account. Now here you can go ahead and maybe update his address, maybe add an EIN or answer these questions for you, and then even update bank details. Wow, how do you spell America again? All right. So
wow, how patriotic of you.
Yes, it's almost voting season. All right, so he adds in his bank information. All he does is click update account, and just know the client service team here does get notified. You're gonna get an alert that Walt has now just updated his banking information. Now, notice that he can see several other tabs at the top, and he can even update logins, which is really nice because he can let you know that maybe he just got a brand new bank account, because Walt White probably has to have many bank accounts. He can put in all the information here for you. And he can update that at any time. So again, client service team gets notified of this new login information, and then you guys can come in here and check it out, and then he can edit it if he ever changes his password. So that's really the power of account ownership. The next thing I want to point out is, how do they find their files? So we sometimes get a question of, my client can't find files. Maybe they're trying to dig through a message thread like they would in email, but Liscio makes it really easy. They too have a files page. So on the left-hand side, all they have to do is click file, and then they can filter just like you can. So if he wants to break it down by a single account, he can do so, and he can search by year, month, you know, kind of get used to how this functions, but just know they can see files just the same way that you can. The last thing I'm going to talk about here before we switch over to the mobile app is how he can, as an account owner, invite others into Liscio. So on the left-hand side, these account owners get a nice little section to invite a contact. So here, all they have to do is click into the to field. And if he would like to invite his lawyer, Saul Goodman, he can go ahead and type in the name, and then we'll notice a little blue button here. And then he'll type in Saul's email address and click OK. And then from there, it's going to say, we need to add an account. So then he's going to select whether it's going to be his business account or for his son's trust fund. Now, we are going to help him out by automating the message, or he can simply go, hi, Saul, here's your invite to Liscio. And that's all there is to it. So he invites you here, and client service team actually does get notified that Saul Goodman's been invited by Walter. And then you guys can actually see all the conversations that are happening on the account or contact level between those two. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and then we are going to go and share our mobile version here. We have the lovely Savannah helping us out.
Hello, party people. I was chosen for my uncanny resemblance to Walter.
Yes.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and share this.
Okay, so you should all see her mobile phone on the screen here. And what we're going to take you through is a little bit about notifications and signing electronic documents. So you'll notice at the top of the app or of her screen, she got this push notification to please sign an ACH form. You're also going to notice there's a counter right on the app, so it's pretty hard to miss. Now, if we go into the Liscio app, you'll notice that we have a message, and then if she refreshes the page here, we also have the task. So all your client needs to do is hop into Liscio, tap on that task, and it will open up the form they need to sign. So they get all of the information, all the description, the due date. Then if they go down towards the bottom, they can review and sign. All right, so as this loads, you're going to notice that they can fill out all of this information right on their phone. And finally, at the bottom, they can sign. So they tap on the signature. They can actually use their finger. It's going to ask them to type their name out and then apply. So then when she finishes signing the document, you as a client and then the firm side will all get notified, letting you know that the document has been completed. So if she goes back out to the task, we're going to look at how to find this document once it's signed. You're going to notice it's going to be in the attachment section, just like you guys see, but she can also find it by going out to her main menu and tapping on the files page. So they have complete visibility for files right on the app. Okay, so the last thing we're going to show you on the mobile app here is how your clients can scan documents. Now, this is just for iOS. We will have Android scanner built in soon, but we're going to show you what your iPhone users can do. So let's go ahead and tap on that message here from Lindsay. And she's asking her to send over some information. So what Savannah can do is reply to this message and then simply tap on add attachments. You'll notice we want them to use the scan app, so it's the first option. So when she taps on to scan document, it's going to access her camera. And as she takes a picture, we're going to notice that it's going to help her auto crop and then do some auto contrast and also help focus the document. Now she can also take it, if she misses an edge, she can pull those editing tools to help her grasp everything that was missed.
I think it's because it's my lighting here.
Hey, that's great. That's probably what it looks like when they do upload files anyways, right? Right, guys? Okay, so she just taps on done. She can rename it. Remember, they don't have to tag, so we can bypass that by clicking up or tapping upload. And then the last step is to tap on send. So it's that easy. Now on the firm side, Lindsay's getting her notification. Alrighty, thank you so much, Savannah. That was great. All right, so we are gonna pop back over to that desktop, show you two more things before we switch topics. The last two things we wanna show you are going to be dealing with security and where your clients can get help. So just like you do on your firm side, your clients have a profile. And within their profile, they have a security settings tab. They can enable multi-factor authentication, and they can even see all the devices they're logged in on. Now, for somebody like Walter White, maybe it's not a big deal that he's in 8 different places at once. For most of us, we probably only want to see one city, one location. So if that's the case, you notice that you're not in Bedford, you can actually sign out of this device, or you can even say, I don't recognize this device, and they can change the password. It logs them out of each place, really securing their account. Now, you guys have probably seen this before because we've talked about it when it was first released, and we just wanted to let you know your clients have the exact same security options on their end. Now, the last section, if your clients need help, they can always come to you because after today, you guys are all going to be experts, right? But if they want to take a look at some of our articles, they also have a help center here. Just like you, they click on it, gives them our contact information and their own section. So clients have access to the help center just like you do. All right, guys. Well, I hope that was helpful. We're going to move on to the next section here. And let's go back to our slideshow. So that was all about the client side features. What we're going to look at next is managing your files, inbox, and task. So we're going to start with files. We know that sometimes we aren't sure if people take care of a file. We may not be able to find certain files. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to manage this. We don't want you walking around anytime during the day, smashing things on your desk, going crazy. You're going to know exactly what to do after this. So we're going to teach you guys how to fall.
This is so everyone that was on here before on our Liscio team were like, we're going to teach you how to fa, and they had no idea what we were talking about. So everyone, this is fa.
This is fa-ing. So everyone should be a fa-er after today. And if you're not, you can, point to the webinar and show them to watch it at about 12:24 Pacific time. At least that's what we're talking about it now. Okay, so we're going to talk you through the ideal workflow. Filtering, adding tags, that's more of optional, and then archiving. So I'm going to take you into the client side here, or excuse me, the firm side. And we're going to look at how to filter your files page. So we all know you have several filters up here, but let's say you're looking for a client file. Not only can you filter by specifically client uploads, you can also filter by the tag client upload. This is really important because if you're filtering by the tag, this can also be part of your workflow. If you notice that there is a file sitting out here that does not have an additional tag included with the client upload, that may indicate to your team that it's not been taken care of. So what you can do after filtering is you can add a tag. So you select as many files as you need to, and at the bottom of the page, we're going to go ahead and add a tag. Know that as a workflow, you could always replace it with something else, or additionally, add the appropriate tag. Now, some people that might be making sure you know exactly what type of category it is. Others, you might want it to show that you've downloaded it, you saved it to your computer, it's being worked on. So that's the second step, adding a tag. You'll notice you have saved up here. Now, the last step is going to be archiving. We've talked a lot about archiving because it's so important. You don't want to have to search through 80 pages of files. If they're already taken care of, go ahead and push them to your archive. Just know that this does not affect the client side. This is only going to archive the files for your firm. And you can easily find those by switching over to this archive. Now, if you don't have any tags like saved or downloaded, never fear, because we introduced this last webinar. You can now manage your own tags, guys. So you don't have to wait for us to do it. Any admin can go to their preferences and edit, remove, rearrange your tags. Okay, let's go on to the next section. So we're going to talk a little bit about managing your tasks. So we know that getting information back from clients can be a little difficult. We know that sometimes getting them on time is pretty much a miracle. So tasks are really going to help you out here. We want to help you with a few things. We want you to get out of that inbox and start focusing on your task section more. And we're going to talk a little bit about firm view, trackability, due dates, auto reminders, accountability, recurring tasks, and delegation. So I'm going to pop back into Liscio here. And let's talk a little bit about decluttering your inbox. With email, we're really used to keeping things just sitting there as a messy to-do list, but you don't have to do that in Liscio because you actually have a to-do list here as well as client-facing tasks. And for anybody who's managing different employees, this is a firm view. So if I want to come in and make sure Lindsay's doing her work, I can go ahead and specifically filter by tasks that she should be working on. Now, we also have that trackability that messages just don't have. And visually, I can see I have 106 tasks I'm still waiting on, whether it's a client-related task or an internal to-do. And then I can see I have 35 pending review tasks. And that means now my team needs to go and make sure that everything here is ready and good to be completed. Once we complete it, you have your audit trail, which is your archive. Now I'm going to take you back into your main open tasks. We're going to talk a little bit about the due dates. You can set a due date. You can do it when you are actually creating a task here. You just click on the calendar to change that due date, or you can even edit it once it's created. And now anytime a task is due, that Monday, your clients are going to get an automatic push notification reminder. And every Monday it's past due, Liscio is going to automatically remind them. So we're going to help automate your workflow here. And another thing to really help automate your workflow are those recurring tasks. So you can go ahead and set up recurring tasks, which are great for your clients and also great internally. Now, I want to take a second to talk about accountability. We get asked often why you can only assign a task to one person, and we want to make sure you can hold people accountable. So that person knows that they're the one that needs to send you payroll each month. The last thing we're going to talk about is delegation. As you create a task, you can actually take it and assign it to somebody else. And then if you're going to be out of office or you want to go ahead and delegate tasks further in bulk, you do have bulk actions and a reassign task owner option. So that is how you're going to be able to manage your tasks. Now, the last section is going to be your messages. We really want to focus on helping you kind of take care of your inbox. Archiving is really important. So guys, make sure that you archive messages that no longer need your attention. You have that bulk archive here. And anything that you want to look back on, maybe you've read it and you want to look back on it, you can pin it. You have your pinned section here, which can be a nice way to focus on important items. I have one quick pro tip for you. If you've archived something and you want it back out into a place that you can easily access it, just go ahead and pin it. It's not going to be in your inbox, but remember, you can focus on that pinned area as a section of important items to look back on. All right. Now I'm going to pass it over to Lindsay because we're going to go to our next section, which is eDocs.
Hi, everyone. You guys had really great questions. I just want to say thank you for all of the questions, lots of engagement. So I'm pleasantly surprised. We're right on schedule. I'm like, I don't know how the heck we pulled that off, but we did.
I was trying to talk so fast.
I know. We have so much to cover. So we're going to slide into eDocs. Okay, so some of you may be using this feature, some of you may not. But if you're not already using electronic signatures, it's probably only a matter of time before your clients start to request these. So for me, personally, I don't have a printer. I don't have a scanner. I don't know where to find a printer. So this is what my Google search is going to look like if you ask me to print something out. So if I work with a professional service, I am going to expect for them to give me the electronic signature option because that's just, I just don't know where to find a printer at this point.
Notice there's no Kinko's on here anymore, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where to go at this point. So because there's been such a huge demand for electronic signatures from clients, we wanted to make sure that we could take that process that you're using and stick it in Liscio, right? Because if not, it's just kind of hanging out there. And not only that, but those links for electronic signatures are very, very heavily spoofed. So we wanted to put this in Liscio for you guys. So let's kind of go into this a little bit. So where can you find resources? The YouTube page, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, you got something smart to say there, Emily? So I just want to remind you guys, there are actually 2 new videos that I have posted for you guys. One is how to set up eDocs. So if you have not enabled your integration just yet, you can follow along to this video. And it's going to teach you how to do that. We also do have a how to use eDocs video. This actually will show me sending an 8879, show the client doing a little bit of KBA. This is going to go into a little bit more detail than I'm going to go into today. I do want to ask you guys, and you can throw your answer in chat. Would you guys be interested in doing a webinar that's just about eDocs? I know it's a really, really big feature. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know, because we can certainly do something like that. Oh, Lisa says yes. Pamela says yes. Awesome. Well, good. Okay, so we'll look at doing that sometime in the future. So what I want to do is just give you guys a quick run through of what eDocs are, because some of you may have used the get a signature task. I do also want to put out there right here, what I'm showing you guys, it has a lot of information, right? It's going to be hard for you guys to remember. At the end of the webinar, we are going to have a poll asking you if you would like us to send you a resource package. This information will be included in the resource package. So make sure you stick around to the end. So let's talk about the get a signature task versus the Adobe Sign integration, right? The get a signature task is really, really used just to capture signatures, just a signature. And it's really heavily used for engagement letters. I do recommend that feature very highly if you guys have not used it. So let's talk about the difference. The get a signature task is hosted by Liscio, and it does require Liscio support for uploading templates. Clients can only sign the document. They cannot fill out fields, check boxes, nothing like that. The task can only go to one person at a time. But it is a free service included in your Liscio subscription, right? Okay. The Adobe Sign integration, however, has a little bit more flexibility. Firms have a template library where they can add, edit, remove templates, and they do not have to go to Liscio support for that. Only thing right now is you have to come to us for purchasing bundle packages. That I think we're going to incorporate in the product in the future. Clients can fill out fields, check boxes, they can complete KBA, do 8879s, anything like that. The task can also be sent to multiple users. So a husband and wife, if you've got 4 business partners, great. Each document or envelope is $1.50 per document, $2 per KBA verification, but bundles will lower the prices. So it's not a monthly fee, it's not a monthly subscription, and your bundles never expire. If you are interested in more information about it, stick around to the end, make sure you answer yes on our resource package poll, and you will get the bundle prices and everything included in this, okay? So let's take a look at actually using eDocs. So let's play around in Liscio. Okay, so a couple of things that I want to show you first. I want to show you where you can find your integration and where you can also check your balance. This is really great. A lot of e-signature platforms will not show you where what your balance is, but you do have to be an admin to access this, so keep this in mind. You can go to admin and integrations. This is going to show you your balance. And if it's not connected, it'll be very obvious here. And you can follow along with my YouTube video to show you how to get this connected. Another thing I want to show you on your left-hand navigation is where your eDocs tab will live. This is going to show you everything in progress, completed, canceled, and draft. So it's kind of like a status for you. You can also from this page get to your template library. Upper right-hand corner, here is your template library right here. You can add anything in here, edit and remove. I do want to say we don't have default templates in here, but we do have like a custom ACH form that we use. If you're interested in taking a look at it, just let us know. And then all of your signed copies, actually, this is a feature I really like. Whenever you send anything through the eDoc process, it is automatically tagged eDoc. So what that means is you can come in here and filter by the eDoc tag. It's going to show you everything that you've sent with this process. Obviously, you can retag them as you need. So let's take a look at what it looks like to send something, and I'll show you from the client side too. So whenever you want to send something for signature, add new and eDoc. This is where you're going to be able to actually choose the person that you're sending it to. So Walter White needs to sign something for us. If I have more recipients, I'm just going to click back in the to field and add them here. Now I want to point out the KBA checkbox. This is very, very important. If you are sending an 8879, the IRS does require knowledge-based authentication when it's electronically signed. So you will have to check this. And it is an extra cost because we use LexisNexis for that verification process. But if you buy bundles, it'll bring the price down. I'm not going to check this because it does have some sensitive information in it, and I don't want you guys to see that. It's funny though, this stuff, the questions they ask you are really, really interesting. I was very surprised. One of the questions was, how old is my dad? He actually just turned 60 yesterday, so happy belated birthday to my dad. Just want to say that. He's never going to see this, but I'm giving him.
I'll show him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, go ahead and send it to him. So what I'm going to do here, I also do want to point out signing order. You're going to notice this toggle here and assign order / KBA. If, for example, let's say you have a husband and wife, the wife handles everything, right? And you don't want it to go to the husband until the wife completes it. That is signing order. So basically that first contact will get it and it will not go to the second contact until the first one completes their side. So you can use that in certain instances. It won't be every time that you use it. You can type in your agreement title. Obviously, you can do a description. Please sign and return. And then down here, this is where you can really attach your template from anywhere. If you have templates saved in here, you can actually pull it in from your template library. Now you can also pull it in from Liscio Vault, or you can just drag and drop it from your computer. So I'm going to drag and drop it from my computer. I'm going to grab an 8879 here. So I'm dragging and dropping it. Okay. And then as soon as I hit my prepare doc for signing, this is going to bring up my Adobe Sign integration. So like I mentioned, there's a lot of stuff you can do in here, and maybe we'll look at actually doing a full webinar over this. It looks like everyone's saying yes, so cool. We'll look at doing this in the future, and we'll spend a lot more time on it. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a preview. When you come in here, I do want to remind you, you cannot edit the document itself, right? You can't come in here and change where it says tax return if you have a spelling error. You can't edit it here. What you can edit are the fields that the user is filling out. So you can remove fields right here, anything like that. If I want to bring a signature field in, I have my authoring tools over here on the right. So I have a signature. I'm just going to drag and drop it. You're going to see how I can kind of move it around to the size that I want. Signer info fields are great for if you want to bring the date over. That'll be filled out automatically as their signature is added to the document. And I can really come over here and I can make things required if I want to, remove them, anything like that. Now, another thing I do want to point out is this Save to Template button right here. This Save to Template checkbox can be checked if this is something you're going to be using over and over again with a client. Obviously, 8879s are going to be customized, so you wouldn't typically use this box for this sort of document. But if it's like an ACH form, if you have like a standard engagement letter that has a lot of information that you need to capture, you can click that checkbox and save it to your template library so you can use it over and over again, right? So what I'm going to do is go ahead and send this to Walter. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull up the client side to show you guys what this looks like. Now, I know you guys saw it on the mobile app when Savannah kindly helped us out with that. I'm going to show you on the browser version. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now, what you're going to notice too is this is going to be on my tasks page as well. So we're going to have that right here. I do want to point out that when it is signed, it is automatically moved to the pending review section. So this is going to show you everything that has been signed. So I'm going to move to my handy dandy Firefox. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up and we're going to get this signed. So hopefully, let's see. Okay, there we go. Internet's a little slow, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open. Now, normally, if this was KBA, it would have a note in here that would say this document is KBA enabled, and they would go through that first. But this one I didn't do because I didn't want you guys to see my information. I'm going to hit click here to review and sign. They're going to be able to open this up, and this little guy right here is actually going to guide them through the document. So if they're not super tech savvy, they're going to be able to click on that, and it's going to guide them through. But what they can do is hit click to sign. This is where they're going to type in their name. So Walter White, right? Very last thing they're going to do is hit click to sign. Now, as soon as they sign this, it's going to send a notification to the task owner. So that's going to let me know that he just signed the agreement. So I'm going to click on that notification and it's going to have that PDF attached to the task automatically. Now, what I love about this is the fact that this PDF is already associated with Walter White and Los Pollos Hermanos because it was sent to them in a task and it's stored right in their file section. So Walter does not have to come back to me 6 months later to ask where it's at. So this is also going to have an audit trail at the very bottom that will have IP address and everything like that. So this is a really great feature to use. I do have some people that have in the past sent out a survey to clients, for example, asking if they would like electronic signatures. So that is an option, and I've had a lot of firms do that. So keep that in mind. So that's it for eDocs right now. I do want to talk about the Liscio Desktop App. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because we did cover it in the last couple of webinars, and we still have stuff we have to get to. So I want to talk about the Liscio Desktop App. There are two ways you can do this: print from any system or drag and drop directly to the Liscio folder on your computer. This folder right here, the Liscio folder, is pinned to your quick access bar when you install the Liscio Desktop App. This folder is how you move files to Liscio. This app that lives on your toolbar is your audit trail. So this is going to show you what has been uploaded, and it'll have a little check mark to show you that it was uploaded successfully. So I want to show you real quick how this works. So I'm going to pull up a couple of folders. Okay. So I have my Liscio folder here, and let's say this is in my downloads or wherever it is. I just drag it right here and it's going to upload right to Liscio. And then I can use this right here to show me that it was uploaded successfully. So it was just uploaded. Another way you can do it is actually printing the document from any system. So whenever you print this document, you're going to be able to save it as a PDF. And what you're going to want to do is save it to that Liscio folder. So it's on your quick access. So if you're not already there, click right there real quick and hit save. And that's going to upload to Liscio for you. And again, this icon at the bottom is going to be your audit trail. So you'll see Form 8879 was just uploaded. Now, once you have it in Liscio, you can send it in a message, for example. So when I come over here, I'm going to be able to choose, 8879, choose to attach it from your Liscio vault. And it's going to be that file right there at the very top, because that's the one we just uploaded, right? And then you can attach it. So this is meant to save you time, because we know that it can be a pain to do the whole download and upload. But if you just save it as a PDF right to that Liscio folder, it's already uploaded. All right, so if you do not have your installation package, please let us know. We would be happy to send this over to you. This is also something we'll include in the resource package as well. Couple of other things. Our Facebook group, you guys know I mentioned this last time. I also told you that we would hunt you down if you didn't join our group. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come and invite you to our Facebook group. So the Facebook group is gonna be a really good way for you guys to actually talk about, like we talk about feature updates, sneak previews of features. webinar invites, we have discussions. We have a weekly Liscio tip that we post in there. You guys can talk with other Liscio users, everything like that. So we'll end up inviting you guys. All right, so at this point, I am going to turn it over to our surprise guest, Chris.
Woo!
Woo!
All right, big surprise. All right, well, thank you, Lindsay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So you always want to know about what's coming down the pipe, and very happy to let you know that we have 4 major tracks running through development right now. That will be concluding their development in the next couple of weeks and months here. So before the end of the year, 4 major features and a number of major enhancements. So major feature, it's really an upgrade. Number 1 is Liscio Desktop version 2. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second here. But as you know, we got the Liscio Desktop out. We're getting adoption up. It's been going well. Now we're gonna completely up the game. Number 2, Microsoft. We committed to you to integrate with more and more systems. We're very happy to announce that those integrations are going to really start running off the production line in rapid succession. These are deep integrations, major integrations. So I'm going to show you today, I'm going to show you our OneDrive integration. This is going to be a big deal, particularly if you're using a back office file storage system that isn't cutting it. So I'll show you that. Outlook integration. I think many of you have seen that. I'm going to do a quick little run through of the updates on that. We're looking at having that in November. Billing will be out in December. I can't show you that today. That still is not in a demoable or viewable state. But know that in the first quarter, you're going to be able to bill your clients using ACH or credit cards. It'll go right to the app. They can Face ID to pay, Thumb ID to pay, etc. Obviously, we have the ACH authorization forms and everything already in Liscio. That's going to be pretty fantastic. And then if they don't pay you, you'll be able to lock them out of Liscio if you'd like. We're going to follow that one up with a QuickBooks Online integration in the first quarter of next year. Okay, so lots of integrations coming. Also, multiple enhancements that we're working on. Too many to list here, but a lot of you want to have message forwarding. We're looking at that hard right now. Many of you want message templates. We're looking at that hard right now. Many of you have asked for the ability to drag and drop images right into a communication piece. We're looking at that right now as well. So images inline inside of messages. A lot of things, a lot of very big functionality you can continue to expect from us. But let me get into a couple of the details. So with regard to Liscio Desktop version 2, it's going to operate as follows. When you basically print a file, let's say you print it from your tax software, print, client copy, PDF, Liscio as the destination. We are going to immediately invoke automatically. It's going to come right from the widget that we have on your desktop. It's going to invoke this screen. The 2, client and account, year, month tags, and you can compose your message, attach anything else you want to, hit send, and it'll go directly to your client, okay? This will be ready October 15th, maybe a little bit earlier, okay? Along with this, many of you, we're listening to you, have told us, do not mark files as private when you're printing them out directly to Liscio. We hear you. The make private checkbox will default to being unchecked. If you don't want it to be shared with your client, just check the box. The message pane will go away. Off you go, okay? So categorize, communicate, and send in a single window. Our machine learning is at about 70% accuracy right now, which means when you print a file from QuickBooks or payroll or tax, etc., we will get the tags right about 70% of the time. We're trying to get to 85% before we give it to you. But that machine learning team has already made substantial progress looking across the millions of files that we have in our library, and we're getting close to that, okay? We're also going to put in there an auto updater, so it'll automatically update itself as new releases come. The initial version didn't have the auto updater, so we need to install the new version when we roll this one out, and then future versions will essentially over the air load onto your computer, okay? So that's Liscio Desktop V2. We think this is going to be a major step forward in reducing number of clicks, and we're looking forward to adding message templates here, so that when you push like a tax file over, you don't have to always compose a message from scratch. We'll add a template even here later, which will auto load in there when we have it. It'll be print, auto tag with machine learning, pick a message template, hit send, you're done, okay? It's gonna be a complete breakthrough. Nobody else in the profession is even close with that much functionality all in one. So very excited about that. Microsoft OneDrive integration, okay? Microsoft OneDrive. So let me go ahead and, if I can, I got too much stuff open here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop over here. So in your integrations page, you already have Adobe. As a corporate setting, you're gonna have the ability to connect OneDrive. Now, I'm saying OneDrive today. This is not limited to OneDrive in the future. We are going to add Box. We're going to add Google. We're going to continue to add systems here. We don't care what back office system you use. If there's an API for it and several of you are using it, we're interested, okay? So what will happen is you're going to have the OneDrive integration natively. Now, the benefit to that is when you go to compose a message or add a file to a task, whatever it might be, that storage system that you're attaching to, it'll be OneDrive this year. That's what we're going to have this year for you. OneDrive will be sitting here. If you click on it, it'll go ahead and it'll take you to the OneDrive window where you can go ahead and grab the OneDrive attachment, or the file, I should say, directly there and attach it to the Liscio message. Super, super easy. What we're also going to do is we're going to give you a cloud file storage option on your menu bar. If you click that directly in Liscio, you'll be able to view your file storage. This will help you, review, categorize, find files, etc. So super easy attach, super easy connection. Off you go. Okay. So the point here is to really help you blur the lines between front office storage and permanent file storage. Because you'll be using in Liscio, accessing files from your permanent storage, whatever that is, and move it into your client-facing storage. We're going to do that. You'll all have this opportunity, I believe, on October 15th. Okay. That's when this will be ready. So super easy. Continuing on. File transfers. Many of you who are using certain product, as you know, File Cabinet CS, many of you are using that. If you are, you know that that's going to sunset. I think they've been very inconsistent with regard to when it's going to go away, but there's been a lot of conversations that have been had about moving firms over from File Cabinet CS to a Go File Room or to an Onvio. As you know, that can take a significant amount of time, hundreds or thousands of hours to move all those files, and firms aren't getting support from that. If you have that problem, you can talk to us. We're willing to help you. We have the ability to pull and move files from those systems to preserve the directory structure and to move them to OneDrive, move the files to Liscio, or if you're using a box or something like that, we can even probably help you move it there, okay? So if you find yourself, or if you have peers out there who are worried about this change and don't know what to do and are worried about all the time and all the costs, et cetera, give us a call or have them give us a call. We have ways to make this hundreds of hours of work or more for firms go away. We can do it with just a little bit of a firm's investment and make that happen, okay? So I want to throw that out there. I know it's been a hot topic for a lot of people out there, and that's a conversation I can have with any of you who have an interest, okay? Outlook integration continues to roll forward. So Outlook integration is going to be for Outlook on Exchange servers and Outlook 365. We're able to sneak both of those in. Just like OneDrive, we're not going to limit ourselves to Microsoft. Microsoft is just the most used platform out there. We are going to add Gmail. So you will get Gmail in the future. But the way this will work is, if you haven't seen it before, Liscio add-in will sit directly in your email. Click on the add-in, sign into it, and then you have three options. Take this email, log it as a message in Liscio, create a task, or create an internal note. Super cool functionality underneath this. If I create a task, for example, you're all familiar with our task types. If I pick a task such as a to-do or client request information, I'm gonna pick to-do here. Due date, which of your colleagues you want to have do the task, what account it's related to, description, create task. Now you have a task in Liscio for your designated person, could even be yourself, okay? This is gonna roll off the production lines in November. We're very, very close to being done with this one, okay? And then billing, obviously coming out shortly after that. And a couple of additional side features. We want to get these 4 major features out before you get into tax season. And then alongside that, I think we'll get a couple more smaller features laced in there. And obviously a lot more of the good stuff in Q1. Not as many major modules in Q1, more refinements, okay? That's your sneak peek Q4 product delivery roadmap.
Woo! Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Emily, you can start sharing again. So we are like just at time. It's pretty crazy. We have 4 minutes left. So we don't have a whole lot of questions in the Q&A. So what we're going to do is go ahead and go along with the poll. We will get to your questions in a follow-up email. We'll email you directly. Okay. So let's go to the poll. So the poll, what we want to do is figure out if you guys would like the resource package. Now I do have 3 options. Let us know if you already have the Liscio Desktop app, okay? We don't want to send it to you again. The resource package will include the information about eDocs. So it's going to be a pricing, a breakdown, and tutorial videos. If you're not around for the poll, I see Candace mentions, if you're not around for the poll, well, the poll's here, but.
I launched the poll.
It's here. Okay, so eDoc information, pricing and breakdown, and tutorial videos. Liscio Desktop App videos, and also an installation package if you answer just yes. We'll have an email signature for you guys to stick on your emails, and that will include links to the mobile app for clients. We're going to have the slides from the webinar for you guys. So you guys will get all of these. We'll have the link to our Facebook group and also some client side videos. So this does, it takes us we've learned, because we've done a couple of webinars after this, we've learned that it does take us a little bit of time to get to all of you and send this out.
We're willing to do it though.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Trust me, we get it done. It just takes some time. So we'll definitely get to you. You will have this, I would say, by tomorrow afternoon at the latest. We'll just work down the list and get this sent to you guys. We do send it in your Liscio account. If you don't want it sent in your Liscio account and you just want to email to you, just answer no, if that's what you would like. So we will keep this up for a little bit longer. We have 2 minutes left. I'm like, there we go.
All right, we'll give them 15 more seconds here.
Yeah. Thank you guys also so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate the amount of attendance that we get on these things. It just keeps us wanting to do more. So we will, we're going to plan for these, for more of these in the future. Maybe we'll do one about eDocs, because it looks like a lot of you would like to have one just focused on that. So we can certainly do something like that in the future. So we'll keep this up for a little bit longer. Get your answers in, guys. We got 2 more minutes. Tomorrow's Friday, so everyone can do a little dance at the end of the day for the fact that tomorrow's Friday. I know I'm gonna.
I think everyone's done voting. Looks like we've got a standstill here.
All right, awesome. So we can go ahead and take it down, and we are right at time. I know we covered a ton of information. So thank you guys so much. If you need help, give us a shout, support@liscio.me. If there's anything we didn't touch on that you guys are curious about or anything like that, shoot us an email. Let us know, okay? So thank you guys again so much. For those of you that answered our poll for the webinar poll, we will send you guys your resource package. Like I said, takes a little bit. Yeah, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate the attendance.
Yes, thanks everybody. We enjoyed having you here.
Yep. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.